trying to express oneself. It's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious, even though they sound a bit to something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious. Because I was afraid to speak when I was just a lass. My father gave my nose a tweak and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word that saved my aching nose. The biggest word I ever heard, and this is how it goes. Supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious. He traveled all around the world and everywhere he went, he'd use his word and all would say, there goes a clever gent. When dukes and maharajas pass the time of day with me, I'd say me special word and then they ask me out to tea. Ooh, supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. You say it loud enough, you always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpiallidoscious.
Jessica and Danielle! Woo! What a start, ladies. So, Danielle, at this stage of the competition, every Dorothy is upping her game, but I hear you've also been sort of upping your profile.
Well, me and Jess went and got our retail therapy fixed, didn't we? Unfortunately so. And yeah, we were just in Covent Garden, like, shopping, and people would, like, tap us on the shoulder, and I was, like, ready to give directions, because, you know, I've just got my grips with London now. And then someone, like, threw their arms around me and stuff, and I was like, oh, hello! And I was like, it's really strange, because it's as if you've known them for your entire life, and it's just like, but it's amazing, and it makes your day, and it's really nice to see the support.
And Jessica, double elimination night.
Yep.
Quite brave having an open umbrella indoors. Are you superstitious at all?
A nightmare of an umbrella at that. No, actually, I only really thought about that today when it was brought up in conversation. But you know what? I'd open 20 umbrellas and smash 50 mirrors if it meant getting closer to the part of Dorothy.
All right, well, let's see what the panel think. Charlotte, you had high praise for both of these girls last week. How are you feeling tonight?
Pretty good, girls. I think, Danielle, it was a really emotive performance. The last few lines were simply stunning. In your mid-register, it was gorgeous. I thought the top notes were a little bit shouty. You've really got to colour those top notes with a bit of vibrato, otherwise it just sounds like a little bit of a shout. But overall performance, I really enjoyed it. And Jessica, that was just like extravagant and fun and frivolous. And your vocals suffered a little bit because you're so out of breath. But it didn't bother me at all, so I really enjoyed it.
All right. Sheila, how are the girls doing? In terms of getting closer to the West End, how are they doing?
Well, I think both of them could be in the West End easily. I think they're terrific. Jess, Jessica, I thought you made a really good go at that. I thought you could have relished the actual funny word a little bit more. Having learnt it, you might as well have used more of it. Do you know what I mean? If you thought you were saying it to a child, then you would have had more fun with it. But it was great fun. Danielle, I love what you do. Many years ago, I was in a musical called Annie, and there were lots of 12-year-old kids playing the orphans, and there was one little girl who I always thought was very special, kind of enigmatic and strange and lovely. And that little girl was nominated for a Tony last week in Hollywood, in New York, and it was Catherine Zeta-Jones. And you've got exactly that same sort of quality. You have a star quality. I thought today perhaps you were less good than you have been, but as you're normally absolutely fabulous, it was still very, very, very good.
All right, and John.
Danielle, you have a real grace and sensitivity that I think would be wonderful for Dorothy. You're always so present, so in the moment. Even when you're doing choreography, the energy just flows from you off the stage and into the auditorium, and that's what being a great performer is all about. If I need to be honest with you, I probably think you're a better actress than you are a singer, but what you lack in vocal range, you make up for in storytelling. Jessica, you are turning into my Marmite Dorothy. Sometimes I really love it, and sometimes I don't. I keep going back to the first time we saw you in Hackney Empire, and you sang Maybe This Time, and the whole auditorium fell still. I'm still waiting for that moment. Tonight's performance, it was a little bit cheesy for me, but then again, cheese, Marmite, it's a perfect combination.
All right, over to Andrew. Our first two, what did you think?
Danielle, I mean, comes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the programme, and viewers at home remember that, because we chose that song very deliberately for you as a contrast to Mambo Italiano, which of course you did wonderfully. So going to something as simple as that, a bit cruel, but it was worthwhile doing. You've got a little bit of a problem about disguising, well, you've got to learn how to disguise the break in your voice.
Yeah.
You know, girls have got two types of voices, head voice and chest voice, and it's a bit of technique, but you'll learn that. That is only really being with a vocal coach for a while, and you'll get there. Jessie, my goodness me, Cabaret last week, Mary Poppins this week, Nazi to Nanny, good Lord. I mean, you never cease to make me smile. You're just a character actress, and whether you're a character Dorothy, I don't know, but you're a fantastic performer. Both of you, congratulations tonight.
Thank you very much, Andrew.